it records.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. And are we just going to go through like the study guide first and then start the quiz, or do we want to start the quiz right now since it's unlimited time, or what are you thinking?
I'm good with whatever. I only had one question on the study guide, but I think I kind of figured it out at the end anyways. I just didn't see a definition for response variable. So
Okay, let me see if I could find that in my notes real quick. And then I couldn't find the definition. Well, for the p-value, I just wanted to get like further clarification on what exactly that entailed. And then what was yours? The response variable?
yeah. Yeah, the quiz, and then we can just kind of go back and forth if we want.
Okay, so in my notes it says that the response variable is the variable of interest.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the reading anywhere, but I didn't look too closely. But I think it's basically whatever you put the treatment on, whatever that variable is. Like whatever you're...
Right, so the variable that you're like, you're doing the testing on, right?
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Yeah. Okay. And it's in the video too, McKenna. I don't know if you watched that.
I totally that's why I totally forgot about the video. Okay.
No, you're fine, because I didn't see it until like a little bit ago, and then I watched that. But I think it explains it better in there.
Okay, cool. I mean, at the end of the study guide, it asked what the response variable was in the experiment, and I put an answer there. I don't know if it was right, but I used my best reasoning. So
right, okay.
Just guess. Oh my gosh, but yeah, sorry. I've like literally been up since 7 a.m. doing homework. And
hey, no worries. I totally get it.
Like, I've been doing other classes, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do this, and I totally forgot about this.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, I'm going to open up the quiz. You guys want to do?
Okay.
And then we'll just
great. And then, do you know what the p-value?
So the p-value is the probability that how right your answer could be, the possibility that it's right. If that makes sense.
Right. So the possibility of
how likely it could be right. That's the best definition I could get. But yeah.
Okay. So the possibility of how likely your conclusion could be, right? Like when you're doing like experiments and stuff?
Yeah.
I also
how likely that result could be for that given experiment.
Okay. Perfect.
I would also add to that it has to be assuming that the null hypothesis is true.
Okay.
It has to be under the condition that the null hypothesis is true.
Okay, thank you so much.
So like it gave the example in the reading of like if you had a bowl of marbles and there's the majority of them are white and there's one like say there's 100 marbles and there's only 4 red ones, the rest are rough white. If you reach your hand in there, like you may randomly get all of the red ones.
Right.
All 4 red ones, and then you draw the conclusion like, well, because of that, they must all be red, or the majority must be red. But,
okay.
Like, you know that that's not true, because like you can see that the rest of them are white, and so the p-value would be like the second test that you would do, assuming that the null hypothesis is true, or that the like the hypothesis that the majority of them are white. I don't know if that makes sense. So you like draw the hypothesis before, and you say like, I know that the majority of these are white, but I'm still gonna put my hand in. Oh, I drew all red marbles. That must mean they're all red. But yeah, so the p-value is just the second experiment you do if you get something that's kind of funky.
Okay, so just like making sure that you're like it's more accurate in your
to see if you're seeing extreme results.
Okay, Awesome.
Like the four red marbles is like a very extreme example. Like a very like, whoa, what are the chances?
Right.
You just run
Okay,
an on that to make sure that, yeah. And then most likely you're not going to get all red marbles again, and so then you know, oh, okay, wait, so that hypothesis probably isn't true.
Okay, perfect. Thank you again.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, yeah, I totally opened up the quiz. Where did it go?
Okay, so did you start the quiz?
I have it, yes. First two are like, did you do what you had to do? And did you participate? And then the rest of them are actual questions.
Awesome. Let me get to it.
Also, before we go and fill out any answers on the quiz, we can still open it, but it says we want to make sure that we all agree on part 2 of the study guide.
Okay, so, awesome.
I think they're all the same questions.
Yeah, so it says, okay.
They're similar questions.
They're similar, right? Do you guys want to
and then, so are we, yeah, for sure. So did you guys both save the first 2 questions then?
Yeah.
Okay. So then on to the third question. Well, I guess, yep. While you are required to work together on this quiz, each member of the group must submit his or her own answers in order to receive credit.
Mm-hmm.
So question 3.
We're doing. Okay. Do you guys want to go over part 2 of the study guide, or do you feel like you're like pretty confident in it?
I felt pretty comfortable. If anyone had questions, we can go over them. But if you guys feel good about it,
Yeah.
I felt comfortable.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
There's also the
we
answers
can kind of.
I checked over after, and I got all the right answers immediately, so I didn't find it necessary to go over anymore. But if you guys want to go over, that's totally fine.
No.
Yeah, I'm good either way too. Questions or something, we can go back to that to refer.
Okay. Well, let's just start
to
with the quiz then. I can read the first one. Researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams than if students wait to review material the day before the exam. To answer this question, the researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment would be more appropriate. They are discussing who the population would be and how they will determine which sampling will best represent the population. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process are the researchers currently applying?
I said design the study.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah. Great. Awesome.
You want me to read the next one?
Sure.
All right. A researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watched each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies for each category and computes mean number of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process did the researcher apply?
Collecting the data.
That's what
So, yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
Beautiful.
The next one. 5. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers receive 1,049 responses. The population is?
The 1,049 people who respond?
I was thinking the citizens of Mumbai, just because
I was also
going for the whole population and just taking a little bit of that to get a general census.
Oh,
yeah,
so
I was also thinking the citizens of Mumbai.
Yeah, you're right, because what I was thinking was the sample.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I first put response, but yeah.
Yeah, that one was kind
of right. You guys are totally right. But
okay.
It's just the same thing, but it's asking what the sample is. I think we can all agree it's the 1,049 people.
Right.
Yeah. That was easy. I can read the next one. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour of class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in the study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invite you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes. Or 10 minutes?
Yeah, that's weird.
Specific material, 15 minutes. Okay, whatever. After class for 10 minutes. An hour after class for 10. What? And then again, okay, an hour after class for 10 minutes. And then again, 2 days after class for 10 minutes.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, I think I understand what's saying now. That's phrased really weird. Anyways, your teacher gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
Quantitative?
Quantitative.
Yeah.
Because it's dealing with numerical things instead of non-numerical, and it's kind of stagnant.
Yeah. All right. I'm not gonna read the whole next one because it's the same thing, but I'll read the last part that matters.
Okay.
After the 6th day, your teacher asks you if you feel confident that you have retained at least 50% of the material. He then records your response as yes, no, not sure. What type of data is your teacher collecting? Categorical.
Hey, hold on just 1 second. I forgot to save my answers above real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Sorry, let me just.
Sure.
Okay. So question 5, we agreed that it was the citizens of Mumbai, right? 6 was the 1,049 people who respond. Is that correct?
Which question?
For question 6.
Yes, 6 is the 1,000.
Okay, sounds good. Let me just hurry and save. Question 3. Sorry, guys, I should have done that along the way. Okay. I'm all set. So now on question 9.
Thank you. It's your turn to read.
Okay, it's my turn?
Sure.
Yeah, you can just read the last part. It's the same thing.
Okay, sounds good. Your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over the 6 days. Called would it be the control group?
That's what I'm thinking.
Because control is the same as the placebo.
Let me just double check. I think you're right, but
yeah.
I just want to double check on my study guide.
Okay.
Yeah, because the treatment group is the one that receives the experiment. So that'd be the control group.
Awesome.
Which of the following would be considered an experimental design? A telephone poll asking people about whether or not they vaccinate their children, administering the tuberculosis vaccination to one group and giving a placebo to another, a census, a mailed survey asking people blah blah blah. I think it's administering the tuberculosis vaccination.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think it's B.
Yeah, the rest of them are just like
yeah,
like an answer.
Okay.
Happen. This one's like seeing.
Yep, agreed. And then let's see, a census. It's always taken every 10 years. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
A what?
That's what I wrote down in my notes. A census like how to distinguish that one from the other types is it's taken every 10 years.
That's what the American population one is, but you could take a census anytime for anything.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. We get to go on to 11?
Okay. And then question 11. In a study to determine the average wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample?
I think the third one, any randomly selected workers in each of several working districts of Mumbai. So that's a clustered sample.
Yeah, because I think the key wording is the average wage of working people. So I think you're right. The many randomly selected workers.
All right. Good for 12?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You want to become the next Jonas Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure children with respiratory RSV. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects?
The children, right?
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah, we got this.
Well, we should
Same thing.
Out loud.
Okay. Who has question 13?
I'll read it. You want to become
Next one.
Oh, you also want
It's the same thing.
to solve. Yay. Okay. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and then randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one to take the placebo. What are the treatments? The vaccine and the placebo.
And the placebo. Yep.
Sorry, I didn't realize that all up till then was the same exact.
You're good.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, this one's a long one.
All right.
Okay, so it's just basically asking what kind of study it was.
I think it's an experiment. Because they give people these vouchers.
Yeah, agreed, because they're not just observing, but they're actually.
Yeah, they had to have come up with some hypothesis. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Hey, this one isn't matching.
Okay. Awesome. So match the following.
Oh, it's the acronym.
Yep. So Daniel. So it's
would be design a study.
Design. Yep, which is 3. And then collect data would be the C for can. Sorry. So step 2 is 1. Discern is describe data. And then more.
Could be 5.
Yep. And then truth is 2. Take action. So 5, 4, 2, 1, 3. Is that what you guys have?
Yes.
Wait, 5, 4. I think.
What? No, 5, 2, 4, 1, 5. Sorry, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5.
They in different order?
Let's see.
Because I have 3, 4, 5, 1, 2.
All right, I submitted mine, but for the last one that we're talking about, the correct order is 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. As long as yours is in the same order.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I wonder.
agree with you guys because mine's not in the same order, but I'm
Yeah,
confident. Right.
yeah, mine's not in the same order either, but I'm pretty confident that we have it.
Truth is obviously going to be take action because there's only one T, you know.
Right. Okay.
Cool, cool.
But before you guys submit your thing, go back to
We got number 4 wrong.
Okay, hold on one second. Forgot to.
So don't submit the quiz yet if you haven't.
Okay.
Oh, I already
I
submitted.
think it's describe the data.
So 4 is describe the data.
That's what I'm thinking because she makes a histogram for it.
Oh yeah, that part kind of threw me off. Darn it.
Awesome. And then 3 is design the study still, right?
Yeah, everything else was right.
Okay. Making sure I bubbled them all in.
Cool. So are you guys wanting to meet twice a week then? I'm assuming because we do this twice a week. We have like another.
He said most people just do it in the same night. If you guys don't have the third lesson done, that's totally fine. We can meet up another time this week. But I think it's a good idea to just get them out of the way earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Just with others.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me too.
This week,
So just
want to meet like on Thursday or Friday, and then from starting next week, we can just always plan on meeting on Tuesday for both
on
lessons.
Tuesdays. Yeah, that works
Sure.
for me.
Do you guys prefer Thursday or Friday this week?
I think Thursday would work best for me. Up to you guys.
What time on Thursday? I have 2 meetings. One at 6:30 and one at 7. For but I can do before that or Friday sometime.
So I don't know if you guys, I can meet as long as it's not in between 3:30 and 4:30, and as long as it's not at 7. Because I have meetings for other classes at those times. But if you guys want to even meet in the morning, I can.
Okay. Or does 5 o'clock work for you guys?
Yeah,
I could do 5.
yeah, let's
Would
do
that be on Thursday?
Yeah. Does that work for all of you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, cool.
I'll write that
down. I will just stop recording this, and then I'll make sure it's submitted.
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Do anything, okay?
Awesome.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.